It is Wednesday, January 6. Welcome to CGN News. Jamaica's Child Protection and Family Services Agency is reporting that 12 caregivers at the Maxfield Park Children's Home have tested positive for COVID-19. The agency says the positive caregivers were asymptomatic and have since been sent home to self-isolate. The home currently has 92 children and 80 caregivers. No child has tested positive. Some 74 caregivers and all the children were tested during visits to the facility by the Ministry of Health and Wellness between December 13 and 30, 2020. Arrangements have been made for the remaining caregivers to be tested. According to the agency, the home has been adhering to all COVID-19 protocols. The Barbados government has warned British actress Zara Holland that she will be held accountable for breaking the island's COVID laws when she appears in court today. Prime Minister Mia Mottley said there had been 10 recent breaches, 6 by tourists. Mottley said her government was prepared to take necessary action against tourists, such as the Love Island star and her boyfriend Elliot Love for breaching the rules. According to the Daily Mail, Holland was seen soaking up the sun yesterday at her luxury hotel ahead of her court date today. Holland, 25, is staying at the £350 a night Hilton Hotel, while her boyfriend Elliot Love is at a medical facility on the island. British Virgin Islands Prime Minister Andrew Fahey has urged the owners of motorcycles to equip them with silencers. Addressing a recent sitting in the House of Assembly, Fahey said if this is not done, there could be repercussions. He made the announcement following complaints from the public about the noise pollution caused by bikers. Fahey added that the government is concerned about the high costs the public has to incur to care for injured bikers. He also reminded careless riders that they'll be at a disadvantage if they are seriously injured, as hospitals all around the world are focusing primarily on COVID-19 cases. The Caribbean travel industry has hailed Gordon Butch Stewart for his passion for excellence and legendary hospitality. In a statement issued upon his passing, the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association said Stewart, one of the first recipients of the Caribbean Hotelier of the Year title, was a great supporter of the association and an inspiration to many in the region. The Caribbean Tourism Organization, CTO, said Stewart has been a faithful and passionate servant of tourism for 4 decades, and his dedication was fully demonstrated through his many outstanding achievements. The CTO said Stewart was a mentor to many, and his contributions have touched almost every sector of Jamaican and Caribbean society. Proposals made by the Ministry of National Security during the St. Kitts and Nevis budget estimates process are being circulated on social media. Permanent Secretary Osman Petty has slammed the perpetrators. Petty says that it is unfortunate, irresponsible and malicious for a discussion document that was presented to Cabinet as part of the budgetary process to be leaked. The ministry continues to urge the public to look to official government sources for accurate information. The Organization of American States, the OAS, says that the number of Venezuelan refugees and migrants could rise significantly in 2021 if regional countries reopen their borders and the government in Venezuela remains in place. The OAS said the situation report found that the pandemic worsened the Venezuelan migration crisis in 2020. The report also revealed that the remains of 33 Venezuelan migrants who fled their country by sea have been found on the maritime border between Venezuela and Trinidad and Tobago. Overseas now, polls closed Tuesday evening in a pair of critical election runoffs in Georgia, whose outcome will decide who controls the U.S. Senate and shape the early course of Joe Biden's presidency. The hard-fought races have brought the international spotlight onto this southern state 9 weeks after the most tumultuous U.S. election in 2 decades, the AFP reports. Democrats need both their candidates to prevail in order to snatch the Senate from the Republicans. Outgoing President Donald Trump's party needs either Kelly Loeffler or David Perdue to hold their seat to preserve its majority. U.S. media declared both races too close to call following the close of polls at 7 p.m., and Georgia officials have said results may not be known until Wednesday or later. Los Angeles hospitals have been scrambling to care for the rising number of coronavirus patients for weeks now, turning chapels and gift shops into space to care for those who are sick. But the country's desperation reached a new height Tuesday when its Emergency Medical Services Agency advised personnel not to transport patients with blunt trauma or non-traumatic cardiac arrest to hospitals if they can't be resuscitated. The directive comes as officials say the region could soon hit over 1,000 COVID-related deaths per day, and hospitals are overrun with patients. Emergency workers have also been told to ration oxygen, which is in short supply due to the pandemic. U.S. President Donald Trump has signed an executive order banning transactions with 8 Chinese apps. The apps include popular payments platform Alipay, as well as QQ Wallet and WeChat Pay. The order, which takes effect in 45 days, says that the apps are being banned because they are a threat to U.S. national security. It flags the possibility that the apps could be used to track and build dossiers on U.S. federal employees. Trump has signed executive orders against a range of Chinese firms, arguing they could share data with the Chinese government. Chinese social media app TikTok and telecoms giant Huawei have been among the casualties of Washington's crackdown. And finally, 2 fishermen have rescued a naked fugitive who they found clinging to trees over a crocodile-infested swamp in northern Australia. Kev Joyner and Cam Faust stumbled across the man in East Point near the city of Darwin on Sunday. The friends were laying crab traps when they heard the man crying for help, clinging to the branches of mangroves. They said the man begged them for water and said he had been out there for 4 days living off snails. Australian TV network 9 News said the 40-year-old man had allegedly breached bail for armed robbery. Police confirmed to Australian media that the man was a fugitive who had escaped custody days earlier. That's it for CGN News. I'm Scott Wilson. Thanks for watching.